There we go. There we go. Bada bing, bada bam, bada boom. We are back. It is episode 20, and this one is special, the championship edition, because if you don't see already on our screen, we have the Bear Slayer, Edgar Skrivers himself, the first champion in karate combat ever. My man is here to bless us, give us a quick interview before he gets over to prayer. And then later we got Arturo Vergara coming, who's also the bantamweight champion of karate combat. So, really big episode today. I want to first off say thank you, Edgar, for giving us your time and coming through the show. We're excited to see you fight coming up. You got a real good, exciting fight coming up. Shazib is somebody that's coming up in the game. You're somebody who's been in the game for a while. You're kind of an OG in a karate standpoint. And I think we're all excited to see you fight. How's training going and how you feeling?
Thanks for having me. That first of all, and everything is great, man. Just now here, finally in Miami, getting used to the time zone, to the weather. Weather pretty much the same, almost like in Dubai. Just the time zone difference. So all is good.
All is good. All is good. Yeah. And I mentioned a bit a second ago that you're kind of like one of the OG guys, right? Your first champion. You fought majority of the guys that have held the belt, from Roca to the rest of the guys in the division. And then you have Shazab, who's somebody who's coming up in the division. He was kind of taking off some guys that weren't as well known in the karate combat circuit, and then he got to Bruno, and now he's at you. Um, and it's kind of this shift that's going on where you're kind of seeing the newer guys come in and some of the older guys kind of uh, start losing to them. Do you see do you see a shift in like what's going on, and how do you feel about it?
To be honest, for me, it's not a big of a shift. I was fighting even before karate combat. I was fighting MMA, so these kind of rule sets is even better for me. I like the new rule sets when the Austin came in and changed basically all of the rule sets by adding low kicks, elbows, and knees, and increasing the time for the ground and pounds. It's even better. I think it's even better for us karate guys, for all of the fighters who are not even karate guys, and most importantly for the
Yeah,
fans.
100%. I'm gonna pass it on to Mal.
Hey, champ, definitely appreciate you taking the time for right before prayers and everything. As you mentioned before, there is a difference, or people see the difference from quote unquote the new school to the old school. You've been around throughout it all. I wanted to really ask you your opinion of your opponent, kind of playing more to the new school side, saying that these guys can't hang with us anymore. We've added all these things and everything. I mean, how does that affect you? I know you said you've been grinding since day one, but how did do you take that personally, saying, "Oh, I'm going to show you the old school is the best school," or "I've been doing this before you even thought of it"? How do you take that?
Listen, the so-called quote unquote new school is just the old school. It's just the old school. Maybe for the other guys, the new school, you need to adapt. For me, I don't need to adapt to these kind of rules. I've been doing this kind of rules since I was 5 or 6 years old.
Mm.
When I was fighting in my mom's backyard. So, since day one, I was like fighting, fighting without any rules, bare knuckle, you name it. So for me, it's basically just the old school rules, the real raw rules, that kind of rules that you like need to have for karate combat.
Gotcha. I'm going to pass it on. I got to say, man, the look is coming together. You're really looking like the base layer. The persona and the look is all coming together. So you're looking good, champ. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on over to Mac.
Always a pleasure to talk with you, Edgars. I know one thing you talked about once before is that under the old administration, you kind of felt like you had to be more conserved. You like your speech was more a little bit more regulated. Uh, how do you feel with the new administration? The ability to be more of yourself instead of being more of a strict karate guy.
It's perfect, Yeah, there's still karate and all of the respect and everything, but the most important thing is you can be yourself. You can be your authentic self. You don't have to hide your emotions and your words. You can just it's better for the promotion. Just be yourself. Before it was, you know, I couldn't say this or that. I said some kind of things about that I was like fighting only 20% of my capabilities, which I was just being honest. What can you do? But the other guys and whoever was there from the old guys running the show did not like it. But as I can see nowadays, you can like talk whatever you want, and the views are just skyrocketing.
How do you feel about the people that, because you said that this is still karate, how do you feel about some of the older fans that feel like this isn't karate anymore? How would you argue that this is still karate?
Maybe in their interpretation, this is not karate because they're used to, you know, the old kata forms and everything. But when you go back and when you look the old school Japanese fights and everything, they were like a lot of them were bare knuckle first of all, and they were full contact and everything, you know. So what can I say? If they don't like it, then don't watch it. But anyways, they're tuning in anyways.
There.
I'm passing
100%.
over to MMA Pickers.
Hey, champ. What's your favorite thing to eat when you're back home in Latvia?
You know, when I'm back home in Latvia, just my favorite thing is to go to all of my family, my parents, grandparents who are there, and just eat their homemade food. Like, usually I'm back there in the summertime because Dubai is crazy hot, like 55 degrees. It's crazy hot, you know. And then I go to my home in Latvia. We have cold soup. That's the one of the our favorite traditional things to eat. But you know, for me, being as a lightweight is the best thing that I don't need to cut a lot of weight. I can eat, be healthy, cut a little bit, and show my true potential.
You've been competing in karate combat for quite some time. You faced off against pretty much every champion they've had in the division. If you know, obviously, you have a big fight coming up. If you could have your dream fight, any fighter to ever walk the planet in the pit, who would you like to fight against?
Well, it would be really good to fight somebody like from the old school MMA guys like TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz, or something like that. I think it would be crazy good matchups.
You know, it's interesting because back for the OG fans that saw like the Bear Slayer era, Edgar's was so dominant that like the only question MMA media was starting to ask was, can we start seeing you fight people outside of karate combat, fight some of maybe the UFC guys, because they felt like there was no one there to beat them. So it kind of brings me to this other question. A lot of the marketing of this fight has kind of painted you as like an underdog, but due to Shazab's dominance. And a lot of the fans see the newer fans see you as an underdog because they didn't really get to see that Skrivers era. So how does it feel being more in the underdog position, despite being an OG and at one time the pound for pound number one fighter in the organization?
You know, for me, it does not matter to be an underdog. It doesn't even cross my mind, underdog or something. For me, I'm still the champ. For me, I'm still the champ of the lightweight division. I think, and I think a lot of people, I know a lot of people think that the last fight with Orochi that I won it. And if you go back and you know just basically count all of the kicks, punches, and takedowns, you're gonna see that I landed more punches, more kicks, more takedowns. And in my opinion, I'm still the OG. I'm still the pound for pound one of the guys in karate combat. And no wonder, you know, they wanted to put me against Shazam because I'm the real champion.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see that fight. I also agree that was kind of a controversial decision on the fight with you and Roca. It's also one of my favorite fights to watch. from back then. Another fight I want to kind of talk about, ask you, is your last fight, right? One, I was highly upset about this fight. I want to let you know something. I know you're not a gambling, you don't gamble at all because your religion and stuff, but I had you on the last leg of like 4 of my parlays because I know you and I knew you were going to get the job done. Unfortunately, we had that stoppage from the doctor, and I don't think you've had a chance to really speak on that since it happened. So, can you kind of tell me like what happened in that situation there? Like, how did the cut get there? And then what was going through your mind after the stoppage? Because I seen like you were going back and forth with a team, trying to figure out what was going on and like plead your case.
Yeah, I was only getting started in the fight. Everything, almost everything was going according to the plan. I was putting pressure. He was already like starting to get tired, and somehow that you elbow, it didn't even land. It just grazed my head. To be honest, I did not feel it. It was like a little bit shocked that like where is the blood coming from, and I saw it even in my opponent's eyes as well. He was shocked as well, like what's happening? Where's the blood coming from? And yeah, it is what it is. The doctor, I don't even think she was a doctor. I think she's just was some kind of nurse. Just decided to stop the fight and
Yeah.
started. And there were still 2 more rounds at least for us. And
Yeah.
I was thinking I'm gonna get the job done, but it is what it is. We just move forward from here.
Yeah, and I agree. We were all talking about it. We were watching the fight from back here because we didn't go to. I didn't go over to that one and do anything. So
Thailand.
we did a watch party. Yeah, we watched it here, and we were saying like he gets started in the second and third round. So it's kind of tough to watch this happen because we kind of know what kind of fighter you are, and you kind of use your first round to fill out your opponent, kind of take it easy, and in the second and third round you turn up the gas and you don't let off until the end of the fight. So that was unfortunate. I was upset not only for my parlays, not even only for that, but just for the fact that you didn't get your due justice. Because honestly, the blood was literally your eyebrow was perfect for it. It was going and it was going right over your eyebrow and down your face. So it didn't impede your vision at no point. So I was a little upset with the stoppage, and hopefully we don't have to see anything like that again or get a doctor like that again. I know Mal has another question before you go, and then we'll let you get up out of here.
Yeah, thanks, Champ. I wanted to ask you one thing as you prepare for prayers and everything. Take me back to the mindset when you were 5, as you mentioned, you're fighting in your mother's backyard. Did you start fighting because everybody else was doing it? Were you told this is what you're going to do, or is it was you saw it and like, hey, I want to train, I want to be the best fighter in the world? Just kind of think of it like a young man that's kind of maybe coming up in America. He's watching his everybody on the basketball court and everything, and they put a basketball in his hand as soon as he's able to dribble. What was it like for you? Was that always the plan? I'm just going to be a fighter and there's nothing else?
Well, at that point, at the 90s and everything, we were just, I remember watching all of the martial arts movies from Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Bloodsport, you name it. All of those so-called cassettes were in my home, and basically we were watching all the time with my family. And that's what all of the other guys were watching as well. So we basically went out in the backyard. All of our elders said, you and you go in the sand and fight, and that's it. That's what we did. After that we went to the training, fought there, came back, fought again. That was just our lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's
Yeah, I
legendary.
love it.
That is legendary.
Let me send my kids over there. I need to send my kids over. Let them grow up there, come back, hard-born warriors, and then we'll be all good. But yo, Champ, we appreciate your time. I'll see you in Miami. I'll be down there for the
I
fights.
think there's time for at least one more question,
Do we
which I
have
think everyone wants to hear is his thoughts on his next opponent and any predictions he has. Do you have Do you have
Well,
the 5 minutes?
yeah, sure. Well, the opponent, undefeated, and somebody has to take his O, and I think I'm gonna be the guy who's gonna take his O. He's a good guy, without a doubt. He
Yeah.
has good skill set, everything, and sooner or later, I knew we're gonna fight, and that time is here. Just two of the best of the best gonna fight, and it's gonna be main event in Miami. A good show. I know there's a lot of Pakistani population. Some Latvians gonna come here to support me as well. It's just gonna be a banger. You have to tune in. I cannot wait for the next Friday night.
Let's go, man. It is gonna be a bang. I believe that for sure, man. I'm excited to see you guys fight. Like I said, we'll see you down in Miami for the guys that are coming down. For the ones that aren't, we're all wishing you good luck. Healthy training camp, healthy cut if you have to cut any weight, and enjoy your prayer. We'll let you go now. Thank you for your time, brother, and
Thank you.
take it easy. Enjoy your
Take
day.
care. See